Welcome to our SQL tutorial. Today we will learn to generate HTML documents using SQL queries. This way, we can generate documents containing text and charts automatically without using any other application. We will use HTML, JavaScript, and Google API in our document, which will be entirely generated from a SQL query. You will be able to change the report date and generate document containing data of that particular date automatically. We have this table with dates, names of salespersons and their sales. We will start by creating a table in SQL Server database to store this data. We will simply copy this SQL code and paste it in a query to create our desired table. Let's create our sales performance table inside this temporary database. All SQL code and dataset used in this tutorial is provided with the tutorial. So don't worry about coding, and just observe the trick that may make your life quite easy. Execute this query to create the table. And then close the query. Our sales performance table has been created and is available in the list of tables here. It has all 3 columns as well. Now we need to enter data into this table. For that, again we will create a new query and copy code provided with the tutorial and paste it in the query. This code will insert the entire data into the table, and then it will display the entire table as well. And here is the entire data, as shown earlier in the Excel file. Now, we have this report in HTML format, which is written on daily basis. It has text, which also contains numbers, and there are charts as well. Every day, the information changes, and the report is updated accordingly. This is an HTML-based report, which uses JavaScript and Google API for charts. As you can see here, if you try to update data manually, it will take significant time and effort. Our intention is to somehow generate this report automatically, without using other tools, or adding more steps such as data transfer between various applications. So, we will simply embed this entire HTML document inside a SQL query. We will open this document inside a code editor. And then we will copy this entire code and paste it inside an Excel sheet. Excel makes life very easy in many ways. After this entire code is pasted inside an Excel sheet, make sure it is in a single column. The first and the most important step is to replace all single apostrophe into double apostrophe using find and replace. Otherwise you will not be able to embed this code inside your SQL query. When all the apostrophe are replaced, you can move ahead. In the next column, we will create a select command, and inside apostrophe we will add values from previous column. Imagine you are writing a select command in SQL, and using the text from column A in the select command. After the select command, we will also add the union all command in each row. This will combine each row with the next row, and display all these rows in one SQL table in a single column. Now, we have one complete select command. We will simply drag this formula down, and create all select commands for entire HTML document. Now, we have all the select commands we need. This is one big SQL query. Let's copy this query and execute it inside the SQL Server Management Studio. Before executing this query, make sure that the union all from the last row has been deleted, otherwise it will result in an error. Because there is no further query to unite here. And here is the result of our query. It is an HTML document in tabular form. Let's copy this table and paste it in an HTML document. We can create a new text document and change its extension to HTML to create an HTML document. Now, let's open this document inside a code editor and copy the SQL query results in it. This is to check if the document still works or not, before moving ahead with our trick. Now, let's open this HTML file in a web browser to see if it works or not. And it works fine. There are some unwanted spaces here, but we can deal with them later. There is also a title of this pie chart, which we may want to remove. We can go back to our SQL query and find the relevant code. We can either change this title or remove it by simply disabling this line using comment button. We also do not have to copy our HTML code to create or change an HTML document. We can simply save our query result as HTML file. And using this technique, you can create other documents as well. Now, let's go to our HTML document and see if the title has been removed or not. And as you can see, now there is no title in our pie chart. The reporting date is the first variable which needs to be changed every day. And it is being used in many places, so we need to update all those values on daily basis. We can automate this process by simply declaring a variable, where we will update the reporting date one time, and it will be updated in all places. We will declare the report date as a variable character data type, with sufficient length to store our date in year, month, and day format. Now we will enter date here. Now, we will place the name of this variable in each location where date is manually entered using the plus sign to join it with other text. After replacing all reporting dates with the variable report date, we will execute the query again and save our query result as HTML document. Then we will open the HTML document in a web browser, and we should see the same document without any change, except now we used a single variable to display several dates. Next variable that we will create will be report date sales, where we will calculate and store the sales on reporting date. We can use the sum function and filter data using the report date variable in our SQL statement. We can test this query using the select command on this variable. We will select this code to run only the selected portion of the query. After test, we will replace the fixed amount with this variable so that it is updated automatically when the query is run. We can change the data type from money to text, or we can convert the variable from money to text. So we will simply use the text data type to avoid data type conversion on many places, since we are joining text here. Now this value will automatically be updated when report date is changed, and the query is run, as you can see in the query result. To get the change compared to previous day sales, we need the date of previous day. This is not the date of yesterday. This is reporting date, minus 1 day. The format of date should be year, month, and day, which we are using. We will use the date add function and use -1 to actually deduct 1 day from the report date. Then we will add the year, month, and day format. We can try and test the code by executing it. We can also use the select command to actually see the result. Now, we will declare another variable to store the previous day sales. We will calculate the previous day sales, just like we calculated the report date sales, only this time we will use the previous date instead of report date. Again, let's use the select command and check the previous date sales in the query results. Now that we have the report date sales and the previous date sales, we can calculate the change in sales. We will simply use the minus sign to get the difference, but it won't work because we have string, not numbers as data type. And as expected, the query resulted in an error. We can use the cast function to convert the data type into decimal. Now, there should be no error, and we can also use the select command to see the results of our query, instead of a simple success message. The result is different from the hard-coded text, but we will use the automated query anyway. Now we will get the change in sales during the day automatically through the query. Previous day sales are also entered manually, which we already have calculated automatically, while calculating change in sales. Let's just replace the manually entered text with the automatically calculated variable. Now we have this number automated as well. In the next we need average sales, which are a little more complicated to calculate. First, we will declare a variable named average sales with blank string. Then, first we will calculate daily total sales as total sales, and after that, we will calculate average sales using those total daily sales. Then, we will simply use the select command to see the results. Now we can replace the manually entered text with the average sales variable. And the value is automatically updated into our HTML document. In the same row, we have highest sales. And since we have already calculated average sales, we will use the same code to calculate highest sales. We will change average to highest. And instead of average, we will use the maximum function. And then we will replace the manually entered value with the variable. This is it. Now we have automatically generated number. In the next line, we have today's top salesperson with their top sales. First, we will declare a variable named top sales. Then we will get the top sales value from the sales performance table. Make sure that the sales are of the report date only. And they are sorted by sales in descending order. We can test the query using the select command on the variable. Now we can replace the text with the variable name. Same query can be used to get the salesperson instead of sales amount. By simply using salesperson instead of sales. And now we have the top salesperson as well. And as usual, we will enter the name of variable in place of manually entered name. Now we get all the numbers and name of top salesperson from database, instead of manually entering them. Now, in the same way, we need to update the data used in charts automatically. These values are being used in pie chart. Let's automate these first. This is much easier than it looks. We will simply use a select command and a concatenate function. And combine salesperson and sales amount with all the bracket, apostrophes, and commas. In exactly the same sequence and style we manually entered. So that at the end, the same line entered manually below is generated automatically using SQL. Make sure to use the where condition to select data from reporting date only. All manually entered data is now useless, therefore we will disable it by commenting it out. Use the union all to join the tables. And as you can see, we have the same data now automatically generated using SQL. We must, however, test our HTML document at this point, to make sure nothing has gone wrong, and everything is working fine. And as you can see, everything is okay, and updated data is shown in HTML document. Next, we have the data which is used in the line chart. And we will try to generate this data automatically as well. This is also very simple, and will take only one line of SQL code to generate all these rows. In the same way, we will use the concatenate function to combine dates and sales amounts with brackets, apostrophes, and commas, exactly as shown in the query result window. Here we need to group the sales by dates. And as you can see, all those rows have been generated automatically using SQL, and we no longer need to manually enter any data. Now we can update data in the SQL server, and to get this report, all we need to do is to change the report date and execute the SQL query. We have one last thing to take care of. These spaces. They are caused by spaces in string we used in our SQL query. We can remove these spaces here, and spaces in our HTML document will be removed as well. Now, let's generate fresh HTML document and see the results. Now, we just need to change the date and execute the query to generate a sales report on that date. We can save this report as an HTML document and open it in a web browser. And as you can see, spaces are now gone. And this is it for today. Thanks for watching. We hope you liked our tutorial. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more insightful tutorials and updates.